Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Natania Syatukurahma. I am from IPM Department 2019. Today I will present about the Islamic banking practice. And then before I move to the step 1 until step 9, can I show you about the Islamic banking variables? There are NPF, CRR, IPR, and FGR. And then I will move to the step 1. The step 1, there is a theoretical framework, definition, so the rationale for choosing for combination variable to create a useful composite indicator in accordance with the fitness for purpose concept. Now, the goal of this practice is to define and have a thorough understanding of the multidimensional phenomenon with will be measured. The first is to organize the phenomenon's many subgroup, and then to create a list of criteria for choosing the underlying variables. Okay, I will move to the step 2. There is a step 2, transforming into index. The definition is the needs to be done in the order to make the variable comparative. The goal in this course is to choose a normalization method disrespect the data attributes as well as the theoretical framework, and to talk about the existence of outliers in the dataset science, they can wind up serving an unintentional standard. And the last is to modify the scale. For a particular goal, the relationship is evaluated using the individual index as the foundation, which may involve using many individual indicates. It is a function that pairs each variable with others that indicate their desirability in light of the anticipated outcome of the sum action. And the next step is the step 3 is selecting data. Definition: the selecting data and behavior determine based on accuracy of the analysis, the measurability of number of country cover, and the accessibility of the indicator to the phenomenon base measure. The behavior is determined using the mean and at least standard deviation for each year. To compare the spread between two or more set of observation, the standard deviation and sample mean are calculated. The goal for this step is to evaluate the standard of the available indicator, to explain about the advantage and disadvantage of particular indicator, and to provide table of data characteristic in summary. And the next is step 4, determining weight. The purpose of this step is to emphasize the significance of a certain factor to contribute to the bank's resilience. Intention to enable to composition and real relevance of variable to the combined into a single aggregate index. In this step, we must to use variable NPL, variable card, variable IPR, and variable FDR. Okay, and next we go to step 5. In this step, there is indicate aggregate. The definition is the sort to be carried the accordance with the guiding theoretical framework. The purpose for these goals in this step is to choose appropriate and aggregating methods that make into account the theoretical foundation and the characteristic of the data. The second is to explain about the concern with indicator correlation. And the last is to discuss whether or not compatibility between indicators should be permitted. And step 6, in this step, to evaluate the consistency of the composite index, the step should be conducted. This step is to utilizing factor analysis, and the goals is determine the important output variable given that a composite index may be seen as a model. Ideally, that should be pertinent to be problem the model attempt to solve. And then the next step is step 7. In step 7, we use SPSS to the suggest threshold for evaluating the index performance will be set. The threshold project by adopting the approach is derived from the factor that make up the composite index. Technically, the multiplier threshold as in the utilizes the asset Indonesian Islamic banking sector robust. The goal for this step is determine whether index range inside acceptable bunch. And the next is step 8. In this step is signaling threshold. The definition for this step is this step compares an individual index performance to the project threshold by comparing the calculated threshold. And the purpose of this step is determine which period is showing the signal. And the last step is step 9. You know, this step 9. There is upper threshold and then lower threshold. The step 1 is estimating in sample model. The definition in this step, the best model to couch banking resilience will be put. The smoothing parameter in this Excel spreadsheet is equal to 14,400 because the data is mod 3. The major macroeconomic indicator and financing ratio of Islamic banking were used in this study through the period of 2010, 2020. Each variable used in the sample model has been observed for a total 132 months to determine the trend. The purpose for this stage is to create the model using the suggest time range and signaling technique. Okay. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.